$504 more for Social Security, including retirement, disability, SSDI, and SSI beneficiaries. This is some shocking information. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. Alright, some new information was just released specifically focused on the low income and fixed income beneficiaries and those people I just mentioned a few seconds ago. Believe it or not, they owe you $504 more on average based on this new report that was just released, and that's what I want to bring to your attention right here in this video because this is a very serious issue, so let's get right into it. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video as it's totally free to do so, and because I am your one and only daily advocate, I'm here for you right by your side every single day, watching all this new information hitting the wire, doing the necessary research, and breaking it all down into these short videos so you can stay updated with what's actually going on and most importantly what's out there right now that you can possibly grab and or take advantage of, including money, benefits, raises to benefits, checks, programs, stimulus, and how all this new information is going to impact you, your money, your benefits, your lifestyle, your bank account, and of course just so you can stay informed of what's actually going on as things are changing so incredibly fast. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and also please remember I'm here for you in any way that I can be. That's my dedication, that's my commitment, and as always, that is my promise to you and everybody right here in the community. Alright, thanks again. Let's get into it and talk about this shocking new report that points out they owe you on average $504 more based on this new report and what they're actually suggesting. So let me break down the details for you. This is a little bit surprising, but at the same time, honestly, it's not all that shocking because we know that things like this have been happening for a very long time, but these are some actual real numbers behind it as they're actually laying it out for us right here in this report. And again, this is kind of sad because we know the low income and fixed income beneficiaries need more money right now, and $504 more per beneficiary would actually be a pretty big deal for a lot of people. Again, that's what I want to bring to your attention. All right, so we're talking about 2022 for just a minute here. So this report came out and was talking specifically about 2022. Now remember, in 2022, we got a 5.9% cost of living adjustment. Not very good considering inflation for the vast majority of 2022 was well over 8%. We topped out at 9.1% in June, and a lot of the months in the entire year of 2022 were well over 8%. Now remember, inflation was over 8%, and we know that even as of right now, inflation on things like food, shelter, healthcare, and things that the low income and fixed income generally buy and spend the most of their money on, again, continues to rise as a result of inflation, right? Well, here's what they're actually finding with this report. As a result of the 5.9% cost of living adjustment, obviously, that was well below the nearly 8.5% inflation through the vast majority of 2022. Well, what they found from this report is that the cost of living adjustment from 2022, on average, was 46% below where it actually should have been. That's crazy. We're not talking like 2%. We're not talking like 5%. We're talking 46% below where the cost of living adjustment should have been. Now, let me give you some real dollars and cents behind this because this is where it really kind of breaks down and where you can see where all of this actually really matters. So, this 46% where the cost of living adjustment should have been basically higher. And again, the cost of living adjustment was 46% below where it really should have been. Here's what that actually translates into. The average Social Security beneficiary in 2022 was receiving $1,657. Now again, not everybody was getting that, but that was the average benefit in 2022 for Social Security beneficiaries. This extra raise to the cost of living adjustment, again, because it was 46% below where it should have been, that would have translated into an extra $42 per month for the average beneficiary and would have translated into $504 more through the course of the entire year per beneficiary. That's a lot of extra money. Now, let me ask you this much. Could you have used an extra $504 more in 2022? Now, don't get me wrong. An extra $42 per month would not be all that life-changing for a lot of people. But again, it's an extra $42 that you could have used on things like, I don't know, properly heating your home in the winter during the cooler months, properly cooling your home during the hot summer months, maybe getting a little bit more food on a monthly basis, all kinds of different things that money could have been used for, right? So again, I'm not saying that this is the solution at the end of the day. Like this would have been the golden ticket for everybody that would have been life-changing. It probably wouldn't have been totally life-changing, but it certainly would have helped a lot. These days, every single dollar counts. In fact, as of recently, down below in the comment section, I've seen a number of people reaching out saying, I'm getting really sick of going to the grocery store, bringing my calculator with, and putting half of my cart back. Yeah, totally. I mean, seriously, how many of us here have done that in the last year or year and a half? You go to the grocery store, you buy a bunch of stuff, or you're going to think you're going to buy a bunch of stuff until you get to the checkout counter and they say, your total is $302. And you're like, excuse me? I'm pretty sure you meant to say $102. And they say, no, it's $302. And you say, great, now I need to put back like 2/3 of all the stuff I have here. Love it. This is not like the most embarrassing thing in my life, right? Yeah, a lot of us have been there and it's not a fun thing. In fact, I know for a fact this has happened to some of you here in the community because I've seen it down below in the comment section as of recently. I've had some videos out talking about SNAP and food stamps, and this is exactly what's happening. Again, I've seen a number of people reaching out saying, I just can't stand bringing my calculator to the grocery store all the time. This is nuts. This is crazy. We haven't had to do this for a very long time. It's been a very, very long time, decades, since I've had to deal with something like this. So again, the $504 that I'm talking about here would not be like the end-all solution for everybody. But at the end of the day, it certainly would have helped, right? So just because of that one metric alone, and remember, this is what we talked about so many times before in previous videos as we talk about the COLA. Here's what happens with it. They announced the COLA in mid-October for the following year. Well, guess what? When it's announced in mid-October and it doesn't go into effect for another 2.5 months, and then it runs for the next 12 months, do you think it's maybe going to be a little bit delayed or maybe, I don't know, out of date by the time that it actually goes into effect? Yeah, right? And again, unfortunately, we're going to deal with the exact same thing yet again in 2023, right? So obviously, a few months ago in mid-October, we got the announcement out of Social Security that the COLA was going to be 8.7% for 2023. Got it. Okay, well, what happens in 2023 when we continue to see all of this relentless inflation and it continues to go up? What about food inflation as food is up 12% year over year? What about shelter that is up 7.2% year over year? Or what about healthcare costs? Again, up a lot, right? And now again, remember, the food prices and the inflation that I was just talking about as far as food, about 12% higher on a year-over-year basis, that is a basket of food. Well, do we all go to the grocery store and buy the same things? No, probably not. I highly doubt it. In fact, we all probably buy very different things. However, some things out there have gone up substantially in price, like, for example, eggs up 44%. Crazy. Ground beef is up 17% alone, right? So some of these products are up significantly higher than what they're actually telling us. And again, it's all averaged out because it's a basket of foods is how they actually determine the inflation on grocery items. So again, you can clearly see right here, yet again, the good old COLA that we love so much and that we all look forward to each and every year, it's not really serving us all that well. Now, don't get me wrong. The 8.7% COLA for 2023 is going to be really nice. It's the fourth highest COLA in the history of Social Security. But at the end of the day, with all this inflation, it needs to be significantly higher than that. In fact, I was out about, I don't know, maybe a month and a half or so ago, talking about that the COLA should actually be double. It should be actually more something like 17.4% is what some of the reports are suggesting, that the COLA for 2023 should actually be doubled the 8.7% because that is where real inflation was through the vast majority of 2022. And again, going into 2023, that's where it should actually be through the course of 2023, just to bring beneficiaries back up to where they really should be because we've fallen so far behind. And as you can see from this report right here that I'm talking about, again, the COLA should have been 46% higher than what it was at the 5.9%, right? So that's a huge, huge difference, right? So anyway, by the way, 46% higher on the COLA of 5.9% would have added about, I'm just kind of roughly doing some math, about, a little bit less than 3%. So it would have been, the COLA for 2022 should have been more along the lines of about 8.7% or so. Just kind of roughly doing some mental math right now. But again, the COLA for 2022 and the COLA for 2023 should have both been about that 8.7% range. And now again, If the COLA actually would have been 8.7% or so in 2022, your raise in 2023, again, would have been a little bit higher because we would have been calculating from a higher base number, right? Your number or your benefits from 2022 would have been a little bit higher. Therefore, applying an 8.7% raise to that for 2023, again, the number would have been a little bit higher. So again, compounding, the magic of compounding would have translated into a little bit higher benefit as well. So all in all, it would have translated into even more money than just $504 in 2022. It would have translated into even more than that in 2023. So yeah, super sad report. Totally messed up, this whole thing right now. But again, we continue to see these reports coming out right now talking about the low income and fixed income, and we all know this by now that these individuals, millions upon millions of beneficiaries, need more money. I mean, I don't know how else to explain this, right? We've talked about it so many times. Do we just need to draw a bunch of pictures? I mean, seriously, I could just sit here and flip a bunch of cards across the screen. I don't even need to talk. I could just show a bunch of pictures and be like, you know, the low income and fixed income need more money. I guess I'm not really sure how to draw that in a picture, but I mean, seriously, what do we need to do at this point to get this across to the lawmakers and those individuals who actually have the pull and who have the say of actually doing something about this, right? Anyway, just want to bring this to your attention. Another new report we can chalk up, another new report we can add to the tally list here to show that the low income and fixed income, need more money as of right now. Anyway, I want to bring all this information to your attention so we can see what's actually going on here. Either way, I'm here for you in any way that I can be. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands and thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, please enjoy your day. Have a good one, and I'll catch you again later in the next video.